And we are live. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're having a good Friday. Please type 1 if you can hear and see me nice and clear. Let me turn the audio off so we don't get the audio. So just simply type 1. Hit the like button as you come in. As usual, we're going to give it about a good 2 to 3 minutes. Let everyone get into the stream, and then we'll begin our build. Today, we're going to be talking about Lavar Ball and Lonzo Ball and how, allegedly and potentially, Lonzo Ball has lost out on millions of dollars. I have to say allegedly to protect myself legally because I don't have access to financial documents to back up my claims. But I'm going to use a bunch of sources, and I'm going to use Lonzo Ball's own words to validate what I'm saying. This image that you see right here on the screen, the spook who sat by the door, I encourage each and every one of you to go and watch that movie because so many people in our community, they preach things, economic theories and ideas that just aren't practical in the real world. And if you truly want to build power, wealth, and influence, you need to be willing to go sit by that door and soak up the game once you get inside that door. So again, we're going to give it about another minute, 2 minutes, and then we're going to start this build. So thank you, Mike Wilson, for liking the video. As we can see, people are coming in. That's good. All right, the stream looks good. Everything looks good on the stream. So let's flip over to the Streamlabs. Let people come in. Okay, one good polls in the building. All right, so we have good audio. Also, my business channel, the new channel that I started, I have about 5 or 6 videos already uploaded on that channel. Please go over and support the content. A link to my new business channel will be in the description below. So support the new content, support the business channel. That channel is going to be more detailed, where we're going to get into like real economic theory, getting to blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, some real serious economic things. This is going to be more of a chatty patty channel, should I say. So, okay, we have people in the building. So again, we give it about 30 more seconds and we will start the stream. Cleveland's in the building. That's good. That's good. Greetings from Boston. Greetings to you as well. Watching on my TV and commenting on my tablet from the United Kingdom. Big fan. Thanks. What's up, y'all? Greetings. Okay, so we'll start to build. So as I said, this image that you see on the screen is from a movie. The movie is titled The Spook Who Sat by the Door. I encourage a lot of you to go and watch that movie because so many people in our community preach this idea that you can just do for self and we don't need anyone else to help us. We just go out here and we can just build a business ourselves. And that's just not how things work in the real world. And as I said, I'm not here to attack Lavar Ball in any way. I think that Lavar Ball is a phenomenal dad and he did a great job raising his sons. But just because you are a good dad and you can raise your sons well, doesn't mean that you are a good businessman. And the things that he did to Lonzo Ball are going to come back to hurt Lonzo Ball. And we as a community have to be honest and real with the idea of bootstrapism and do for self. Because so many people encouraged Lavar Ball and say, yeah, we need more of this in the community. Don't be afraid to go out here and start your own business and build your own brand and do your own things. Well, now this young man has lost out on millions of dollars. And see, this ties into the stuff I was talking about the other day with Dame Dash, with Umar Johnson, right? Because here you are, you have a man trying to charge you $500 for inferior product in the marketplace. The shoes are literally Lonzo Ball's shoes were ripping while he was playing. Where you have people trying to sell you a $8 streaming service and the content's nowhere near on par as a Netflix, right? or a person trying to start a school because they don't have the expertise nor the resources to really compete. I'm not saying not to do for yourself. I'm not saying not to build something for yourself. What I'm saying is you need strategic partnerships. You need to learn how to go inside the matrix, learn the matrix, and then come outside. Now, I want to show you something really, really important before we start building. This paragraph is going to encapsulate so much stuff that I want to say today. This paragraph right here, they're talking about the guy Alan Foster. Alan Foster was the co-founder of the Big Baller brand. Alan Foster allegedly stole $1.5 million from Lonzo Ball. He already was convicted back in 1999. Right? He was convicted back in 1999. But I want to show you something. It says this. This is what happened. They targeted African Americans that they got to know through churches and by other means. This is the guy Alan Foster that they're talking about. They targeted African Americans that they got to know through churches and by other means. There's a reason why people come after us to sell us products and services, because they know many of us are not well versed in economics and business. And because we're so prideful, it's so easy for us to fall for so many schemes and gimmicks. So understand that I'm not here trying to bash people. I'm here to inform you. Right? This guy, Alan Foster, he already went to prison. Foster's criminal past. The report notes that Foster has a felony past that led to a 7-year prison sentence in 2002 and a legal order that he paid $3.4 million in restitution after a scheme that defrauded 70 investors of $4 million. He pleaded guilty to 1 count of mail fraud and 2 counts of money laundering, according to court-obtained records. And he was going after specifically after African Americans people. This is a black man that was doing this. This man should not have been in charge of Lonzo Ball's finances in any shape, form, or capacity. Now, that's not saying you can't hire a black man that has a criminal past. He could have been in charge of marketing. He could have been in charge of merchandising. Lavar Ball put him in charge of the company. He was the co-founder of the BBB. So this right here already shows you the company was set to fail because the person who is leading the company is not qualified to lead the company. He's not qualified because of his criminal background. He's in charge of your son's finances. Now, even after this has happened, I want you to hear Lavar Ball's psyche and mindset before we really get into the build. Hold on, put the volume on.
Baller brand, on a recent preview of your reality show, Lonzo had said the brand is demolished, and you guys got into, I guess, a little bit of a heated argument. Where does the brand stand right now with the shoes?
The brand is always great. It's a family brand. It's always going to be on, and that's not even Lonzo. That's not him talking. When he said the brand is demolished, and somebody else got in his ear, he don't use the word demolished. He would have been like, man, this Schmidt is raggedy. I was like, somebody in his ear telling him, oh, the brand is demolished. I was like, how's it demolished? Here's the thing. Somebody did something bad within my company. That's all. It's just like, say you work at Albertsons and somebody steals $10 out of your cash register. That don't mean Albertsons is bad. It's just somebody stole some money. It's not a big deal. It happens in everything.
Now, I want you to listen to how passive he is about it. He literally said, oh, it happens in every company. People steal. Understand, as an athlete, you have a 5 to 7 year window of an earning potential. The average NBA career is less than 5 years. You don't have time to be squandering millions of dollars listening to your dad and a criminal. That man should have never been in charge of Lonzo Ball's money in the first place. And this is his dad's reaction, which goes to show you his dad's not a serious businessman, which means his dad should have never been making the decisions for this young man because he doesn't have the knowledge nor the know-how to do so. He doesn't have the knowledge or the know-how to do so. Right here, so we can zoom in and you can see. It says the average NBA player will make $24.7 million in his career. That is based on an average salary of $5.2 million per year, and the average length is 4.8 years. Now, let's get to it. Lavar Ball reportedly declined a $10 million shoe deal. Lavar Ball turned down a $10 million shoe deal from Nike to go and launch the Big Baller brand. So now we see he put a guy in charge of the company that had no business running the company. Now he's declining shoe deals with Nike that potentially cost his son $10 million. Zoom in a little bit so you can see it. It says sports apparel giants Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour were reportedly prepared to offer UCLA point guard Lonzo Ball, a top prospect in 2017 NBA draft, a $10 million shoe contract, but his father, Lavar Ball, wanted a more lucrative deal. The father wanted a much more lucrative deal. Listen to this, because this is important. It says, Ravel went on to say, Lavar Ball is betting on his Big Baller brand rather than taking a deal that could have doubled his son's rookie salary. The ESPN business reporter told Patrick he's surprised the Patriarch didn't take a different route after the Los Angeles Lakers landed the second overall pick. This is the quote from Darren Ravel. It's strange to me that Lavar Ball didn't at least fold some of his cards and go back to the shoe companies in earnest and said, after the Laker thing goes down and the perfect scenario is going to unfold, the new deal, Nike, from 5 years and $20 million. So Nike was willing to up the deal. They were willing to up the deal from $10 million to $2 million for 5 years. But what does Lavar Ball do? Instead of saying he wants $1 billion, he says he wants $3 billion from Nike for the Big Baller brand. I want you to see how delusional and sick in the mind this man is. He wants $3 billion for the Big Baller brand for all three of his sons. $1 billion for each is what he said. So now we know he put a bad man in charge. He turned down deals. Now because of the dad's antics, think about all of the other deals. A Sprite commercial maybe. Right? Other apparel deals that he could have signed, other appearances, Old Spice, State Farm, like other NBA players you see. But because of his dad's ego, bravado, and ignorance, other companies want to push away. Understand, most professional athletes earn more money off the court and field than they earn on the court. Think about this now. Most professional athletes earn more money off the court than they do on the court. I just showed you the numbers. We can go back here. The average NBA player will make $24.7 million in his career. That is based on an average salary of $5.2 million and an average career length of 4.8 years. Right? So this is what they're going to earn on the court. $24.7 million. Well, because of Lavar Ball turned down $20 million from Nike. Allegedly. Now we're not saying Lonzo can't get this money back. We're not saying that he can't fix himself. But understand, we're about to get deeper. We're building because I want to show you the compounding of the mistakes that were being made and the foolishness of it. He cost this young man millions of dollars. Now, understand. This is the funny thing. Lonzo Ball spoke about how his shoes kept ripping. And we're going to get to the audio in a second. But I want to read the article before we play the audio. The clip talks about the shoes during Summer League 2017 earlier this year. The Lakers reportedly expressed concern about his Big Baller brand shoes after a third ankle injury. So think about it. These shoes, these defective shoes that Lonzo was wearing, kept ripping to the point where when Lonzo was wearing them throughout the year, he suffered 3 ankle injuries. So think about this now. Now you have an inferior product. You're charging $500. Your son is a $7 million per year earner, an athlete, and you're risking his health with cheaply made shoes out of China. I really want you to think about this for a second. Now I'm gonna play the audio because I can't play the actual, like, show the clip, but I'm gonna play it for you so you can hear it. Listen to this. This is extremely important. This is extremely important.
No one knows the real
Let's turn this down a little bit.
story about them shoes, though.
It was about
Them ZO2s I was playing, they was not ready.
they were.
Really? What happened? Like, why?
Bro, like, no one knows this, but Demo had a backpack, and he had extra, like, 4 pairs of shoes in there. I had to switch them every quarter, because they would just rip. So, like, that's if I had to say, like, why the first 2 games, like, the real truth is, like, yo, them shoes wasn't ready. So I'm like, I'm on the phone, like, this is when Alan was running everything. I'm like, yo, like, I'm not playing in them shoes. Like, I don't care, bro. He's like, all right, just switch every brand every game. I'm like, all right, cool.
Wow.
So that's how that happened. I'm like, if you literally have my shoes from those games, like, they're just, like, exploded, bro. Like, no, I don't know how I didn't get caught.
Why did you wear them? Just because you guys said, like, all right.
They're my shoes.
And you're like,
I had to debut. I'm like, we are
stir up the hype and shit.
Now I want you to think about this because this is important. This young man suffered 3 ankle injuries in those shoes. Those 3 ankle injuries can potentially end his career, or hamper his career, or hinder his career in his development, right? Part of the reason why the Lakers traded him is because he was missing too many games. He wasn't durable because he's playing in defective shoes. And see, this is the limitation of do for self, because it forces you now to have to go to some cheap Chinese manufacturing company because the technology is not on par with Nike. And we're going to dive into that. This young man was playing in shoes that were ripping every single quarter. This is an NBA athlete on a marquee franchise playing for one of the most valuable franchises in the NBA, the Los Angeles Lakers. Do you understand how insane this is? This is not a good business. This is not a good business strategy. And I like to name drop. A lot of you get mad because I name drop. But Boyce Watkins, Mr. Finance PhD, was one of the top people saying, yes, this is what we need to do as black people. We need more black people to go and do this and start their own thing. Well, now this man just lost $20 million by going to do his own thing, allegedly. This young man just hurt his ankles 3 times playing in cheap shoes made in China, allegedly. This young man suffered 3 ankle injuries that's going to affect his career that got him traded. Because here's another thing. If he doesn't perform well this year, you know he's out the door. He's not going to get that second rookie deal. And see, this is the problem. This is the problem with the do-for-selfers, the bootstrappers. They don't tell you this. They don't want to show, because they want to appeal to their aspiration. They don't want you to appeal to the facts of the situation. That this wasn't a good business idea. It wasn't well thought out. There was no infrastructure in place. There was no research done on the shoes. There was no research done on the shoes whatsoever. Now let's look at Lonzo Ball's contract, right? Lonzo signed a 3-year, $22,467,000 contract of guaranteed money. I just showed you the Nike deal is equal to that. The Nike deal was equal to what he would have earned on the court. Now, what about all of the other apparel deals and things that he could have signed? But he wanted to do for self and build a business. This is what these people say. They were I got called a coon, a Sambo, an agent, because I was one of the first people to speak out against this 2 years ago and said, this is not going to work. Soon as I saw the idea, I said, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You can't compete against a company like Nike. You know how much research Nike puts into their shoes? And Lonzo's going to speak about this in a second.
We went so far with it. I'm like,
Can't stop now.
I'm like, cool, I can get a quarter in, but that's it. We gotta switch them every quarter.
Yeah.
And like nobody noticed. And by the end of that quarter, like they were beat up.
Y'all
So I'm
played it
like,
off.
man. And it's crazy, girl. When I switched my shoes, and all of a sudden, magically, I got good again. It was just, I was like, man. And then nobody ever talked about it. So
You heard what he said? Magically, when I switched my shoes, all of a sudden I got good again. You know why he performed better? Because his feet and ankle wasn't hurting him anymore. They weren't hurting him anymore. That's why he performed better. Because he was playing in defective shoes.
it was like, I never said nothing, but I'm lighthearted. Let's give y'all the
Hey, we
exclusive. He said the
appreciate it,
truth, man.
It's funny because that was like, I give y'all so much credit because y'all played that off so well, bro. It was really like, I forgot. I think it was like a media person asked you like, "Are you trying to start a bidding war or something like that?" Like it was like that was the whole thing. It was like,
Yeah.
'cause I remember
It worked out perfect.
it worked out
But
perfect.
like the real truth, bro,
That was it?
I was scared,
Right.
bro.
I think I
Damn.
was in. I'm not sure if I was with you guys or I was in Nike. I was in Caesar. Like said, like
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, just and before
Yeah.
it released. And so I'm like, obviously the fans, it's harder for them to know, but for me not to know, and I was like,
I want to talk about the shoes because, like I said,
Right? So I want to get to something real quick, right? Because you would think to take that type of risk with your career, with your ankles, with your feet, that it would be worth it, right? Lonzo Ball's $495 signature shoe shockingly underwhelms on the first day of sales. You know how many shoes they sold the first day? According to a report from nicekicks.com, Big Baller's brand $495 signature shoe, the ZO2 Prime, sneakers sold approximately 263 units on the first day of availability. Yes, people actually brought them. People were shocked that people brought them. The report also says some people even brought the $995 special edition ZO2 Primes signed by Lonzo Ball, who has yet to score a point in the NBA. So he netted $156,000 on those 263 pairs sold. All of that. Risking his career for that. This young man risking ankle injuries to sell 263 units. Now I want to get into something because now we're going to dive a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
So what's is it done or
It's getting revamped.
it's getting
You know,
revamped?
it's getting
I love that.
revamped.
Wait, hold on. No, I don't want to go to this. I don't want to go to this clip yet. I'm going to go right here because this is what I want to listen to. This is important.
They were in China, but I didn't go to the factories. I believe they were in China, but I'm not sure how that goes. But as far as designing it, it's your own style.
Yeah.
You can put whatever you want on there, use whatever fabrics you want, and then it comes back. The only thing I will say that I would improve on is the technology. I mean, just playing in Nikes, playing in Adidas, and then playing in those. The technology needs to be improved.
yeah.
But I mean, once you get that down,
Do you hear that? He said out of his mouth the technology needs to be improved after playing in Nikes and playing in Adidas.
you can do anything.
That's true. The look is one thing, but people don't realize. I mean, what
That's
Nike,
what I'm saying,
what Nike
yeah.
does with their shoes from like a testing
crazy.
standpoint, it's like it's a
You can
science.
feel it. You can feel it. Like the technologies. I mean, like you said, the look is obviously.
Yeah.
You want to look nice, but as far as playing, especially in 82 games, it's tough.
Yeah.
To get a shoe that can.
And the way
last.
you play too, it's not like you're a big man who's like jogging up and
Yeah.
down the court, like you're cutting.
And see, you hear silly people try to say, oh, Nike sells cheap shoes. No, Nike puts research into their shoes. Nike has manufacturing and distribution and merchandising. See, Nike knew that this was going to flop. You don't think that Nike tried to go to China before and use these cheap manufacturers? You don't think that Nike knows that these shoes are defective? That they don't have... China is known for selling knockoffs. China is known for having defective products, poisonous products. See, you have to understand, a company like Nike... Let me show you something real quick. These right here, these LeBrons, I've had these shoes now for over a year. I've done everything you can think of in these shoes. These shoes right here cost me $220. So now think about the amount of value I was able to receive out of these shoes for $220 versus paying $500 for a pair of defective shoes. Now here's the thing. Some of you are going to say, oh, but they fixed them. No. If you go on YouTube and you go to the Better Business Bureau, there are people complaining that their shoes are defective, that their shoes fell apart, just like Lonzo Ball said. So this is something that's still happening. I've played in Nikes my entire life. I've never had my shoe explode in one quarter. Now, I know what some of you are going to say because you're silly. And you're going to say, oh, but what about the kid Zion Williamson? Do you understand that Zion Williamson is a 275-pound man full of muscle? That's one kid that you've seen blow out a shoe. Think about the thousands of other people who blew out a shoe, who didn't blow out a shoe, I mean. Think about the thousands of other college athletes that have played that don't blow out their shoes. I've never blew out a pair of Nikes. I've had these shoes now for over a year. I do boxing in them, kickboxing in them, I jog in them, I play ball in them. For $220, I have a shoe a year later. Yet this $500 shoe couldn't last a quarter. I want you to think about that. All over YouTube, you can find people who have problems with those shoes. See, you got to take a step back and think about what you're going up against, what Nike has, the technology, how they can test these shoes on athletes. You got to think about that. The merchandising, the branding, the distribution that they have. They don't have to charge you $500 and ship the shoe to you a year later. They don't have to do that. They have everything in place, the infrastructure that you need, the branding that you need. See, if Lavar Ball was smart, he would have took the money. And then what he would have did, he would have took his middle son, LiAngelo, who we all know is not an NBA player. You know what? I would have put LiAngelo in the Nike company. And I would have said, you're going to learn what Nike is doing. You're going to learn how to build a business. See, in order to go to war, you need a war chest. You need money. So that $20 million could have been the seed capital to go and start your business. And while LiAngelo Ball is in the company working and learning, while LiAngelo's learning the business and learning how to network and learning how to merchandise and how Nike manufactures and how they distribute, he's also meeting people. And then now you can start like people do in Silicon Valley. You know what I mean? People go and work at Apple or Google for a year. They start the network, they meet people, they learn the business, and then they go and start their own company. They go and launch their own tech firm, their own technology startup, their own social media company. It happens all the time. You go in Nike, you learn the business, the spook that sat by the door. And now, while you're in there soaking up that game and learning how to run a business, you feeding it back to your dad and them so they can get the infrastructure set up. You don't build it as you go. You have everything set up before you start going. And then now you can start recruiting talent from Nike and offering them competitive salaries because you can see where Nike is uncompetitive at as far as salaries, offering stock options in the company, offering equity in the big baller brand, and building it up as you go. That's what you do. You learn the business. You go into the matrix. You learn that it's a matrix. You learn the system. And then you take what you've learned out of the system and you teach people. That's how you get business. That's how you get things done. Not by having these pie in the sky dreams and just, oh, I'm just going to start and build the brand. Because see, what Lavar Ball didn't understand is that they didn't have any marketing. They didn't have any distribution. Lavar Ball was the marketing. So ESPN would bring him on and let him be a fool. And yeah, he got popular, but he doesn't understand ESPN and Fox Sports 1 was using him. He was their entertainment. So yeah, he may have got a show out of it. He may have sold some t-shirts. He may have got to sell a few pair of shoes, but they made millions. And then when they were done with him, when Lonzo wasn't performing well, notice they cut him off. See, this was doomed to fail from the start because they didn't have any seed capital to really get it started. They didn't have any distribution to really get once the shoes are made, to get them to the people, right? They were depending on a celebrity to sell the brand. And that's why it didn't work. This is exactly why it didn't work and it flopped. And this young man lost out on millions because he listened to people that didn't know what they were talking about, that didn't know what they were doing. Again, is he a good dad? Absolutely, as far as raising those boys. But now, we're going to hear what's going on with the Big Baller brand right now. I want you to listen to this. This is important.
Basically got a year to get.
Love about it. We're getting
It's
revamped.
getting revamped.
Is it done or?
It's getting revamped.
We're getting revamped.
It's getting revamped. Basically got a year to get stuff right. Because if not, I might have to move somewhere else. But I'm pretty much a free agent this year. I'm not with nobody. I'm always gonna support the brand regardless. But I got a new warehouse, which is nice. Some new people in line.
So I just saw that I saw on Instagram that so you did sell it.
Oh yeah, I sold the one in LA. Yeah, that's done with.
You-
But my dad
you
got a
had
new
profit.
one.
So understand what he's saying. He's given them a year to revamp the brand. He's already sold this warehouse that he had in LA. He's a free agent right now as far as a deal is because he realized now that they mismanaged him from top to bottom. They mismanaged him. When you had $20 million guaranteed from Nike, you went and took on this project. In order to go to war, you need a war chest. You need capital. See, what LeBron James is doing is what you should be wanting to do. Going into Nike, LeBron James is going to become a billionaire. And then eventually LeBron James is going to be in position like he's done already, where he put all of his boys on. That's what you do. You be the spook that sat by the door and you soak up that game. And then when you get the resources you need, you put people in position of power to go and build power, wealth, and influence, like by putting people like Rich Paul on. That's what you do. That's how you build a business. You don't listen to these failures who tell you, we just got to go start more black businesses. Here's a tip. You cannot do business without white capital. I'm telling you that right now. Fortune 500 business, international businesses where you want to sell sneakers and merchandise, if you think that you're not going to need white capital, you're a fool. You can make it get maybe Saudi Arabia or Middle East, maybe, Muslim capital, Arab capital, but you're going to need some outside capital to get that business running. And they went to China. So every sneaker company knew this was doomed to fail because they know the weak points. They have so much data on customers and their buying habits and manufacturing. These companies like Nike, Under Armour, and Adidas, you really think you're going to compete with them and you're dealing with cheap Chinese knockoffs? So get that out your mind. Oh, we just got to do it by ourselves. Because what do you have to do in order to do for self? You have to overcharge your customer. You got to charge them, what, $500 for a pair of shoes that may have cost $10 or $12 to make, that are defective, that are a ripoff of Kobe's and LeBron's, allegedly, the design. Right? You sell your little streaming service. Yeah, we competing with Netflix. I'm a boss. I'm a mogul. Charging $8, yet the website's hollow on the inside. There's really no real content. But you and your wife eating nasty-ass vegan food. This is black business. It's Black Wall Street. That they're telling you, it's a delusion. It's not real. I'm not telling you not to do for self. I'm not telling you not to build. I'm saying be strategic, be smart. Be smart in what you do. Don't listen to these silly people who are trying to sell you dreams. Now, what's happening with the JBA League? Remember the league that Lavar Ball started? Yeah, we need more of this. We just go start our own league. Do you know how much resources you need to start a league? Well, let's look at Lavar Ball's league and what it's doing. Let's go look at the league and what it's doing. Let's zoom in. Let's look at the league and see what's the league doing, right? With the JBA's future in doubt, Lavar Ball looks worse and worse because he encouraged these young kids to potentially, allegedly, give up their college eligibility to come get paid and play in the JBA, which was really for his sons to showcase their talent. But let's look at what happened. Let's read this. The public fallout of last week's report alleging Big Baller Brand co-founder Alan Forster stole money from Lonzo Ball to the tune of $1.5 million has been drastic. From a business standpoint, the Ball family has already discussed folding the company and everything involved with Forster in the wake of the findings. Let's go down a little bit more. Less than a year ago, Lavar Ball's Junior Basketball Association kicked off in late June of 2018. Dozens upon dozens of former high schools forewent their college eligibility for a chance at playing professionally in a new league. The reviews on the opening season were mixed at best and dire at worst. Fan attendance was dismal, even if the company line was how well the games were doing on social media. Let's go here. Here we go. Those same kids who risked their future for perhaps their only shot at professional basketball, foregoing an opportunity at a free or discounted college education, would now be stuck in no man's land. While it was at risk, they always knew they were taking. Ball once promised any player in the JBA who didn't earn a professional contract a job at the Big Baller Brand in the future as a safety net. Now, none of those options will likely be available, and those futures fall at the feet of Lavar Ball. Ball insists that the Big Baller brand isn't doomed, something someone whose company is doomed would say. The fact of the matter is that Lonzo Ball owns a majority of the company, and he's done with everything short of flat out saying Big Baller brand is done with his actions of late. So think about that. These young kids gave up their eligibility, chasing this dream to go play in the JBA. Remember everybody was saying, go start your own league. We don't got to play in the NBA. We don't got to get treated this way. And look, the JBA flopped. Dead on arrival. Now Lonzo Ball's giving them a year to revamp the company. Let's get to one more part. Listen to this.
BB stuff. I don't know how much you want to talk about it and publicize that.
I mean, it's all good. We
So-
got into it a little bit, me and my dad. But I mean, we cool now. We squashed it. You know, it's always gonna be a family brand, regardless of whether I go, Nike or Adidas or anybody. But I would love to stay. You know, but I got a family now. I gotta look out for it. And if it's not ran the way I want it to be run, and not doing what I want it to do, then I gotta move on.
Listen to what he said, a family brand. But you have people on social media selling this like they're going to compete with Nike. It's nothing wrong with having a family brand. It's nothing wrong with having a little t-shirt apparel. But it's something wrong with you trying to say that this is a business that can compete with Nike and Adidas, and now you're calling it a family brand after this young man has lost tens of millions of dollars. Listening to your advice. And see, that goes back to Dame Dash talking about, oh yeah, you just make money by flipping. See, that's predatory to take a $5 t-shirt and sell it for $25, $35. Because people are only buying it not because the product is superior in the marketplace or competitive. They're buying it because it's you. Because they believe in you. See, that's deceptive. That's predatory. It's not big. That's not black business. That's black exploitation. But see, a lot of people don't know what exploitation looks like. Go read the comments on my Dame Dash video and listen to how silly the arguments that people are making. That he can charge $8, similar to Netflix, yet he doesn't have nowhere near the type of content there, nor the traffic to support it. You're not buying it because you want the content. You're buying it because you want to support him. You're not buying Lavar Ball, Lonzo Ball shoes because you think they're competitive with Nike. You're buying them because you want to support a quote-unquote black business, a new idea. Here's a newsflash. Sell to everyone. Don't just sell to black people. I want a business where I sell to everyone. White, black, Asian, Chinese. Guess what? Everyone buys LeBrons. Everyone buys Jordans. Everyone buys Kyrie's. Everyone buys their merchandise. Everyone does. So now what we can take from this, we clearly see that he hired the guy Alan Foster. Let's backtrack this so we can all be on the same page here. Clearly we can see here, he hired this guy Alan Foster. Let's wrap this up. Let's get to the point. Right? The report notes that Foster has a felony past that led to a 7-year prison sentence in 2002 in a legal order to pay. Hold on, this thing is frozen on me. In a legal order that he paid $3.4 million in restitution after a scheme that defrauded 70 investors of $4 million. He pleaded guilty to 1 count of mail fraud and 2 counts of money laundering, according to court records obtained by ESPN. Yet this guy was running the business. Thanks for the donation. This guy was running the business. And look what it says here. It says they targeted African Americans that they got to know through the churches and by other means. This was the guy running the Big Baller brand. Think about that. I really want you to really internalize that. Listen to what they're saying, that the guy that was running the Big Baller brand went to prison for fraud, and he was targeting black people in his previous scheme. We know that. Why was he even running the company in the first place? See, this was doomed to fail because there was no planning. There was no infrastructure. They were building it as they go. making it up as they go along. That's not how you run a business. That's not how you run a business. So we know that that was a flop, right? Listen to how Lavar Ball is speaking about it.
Now I want to stay with the brand you've done and switch to the Big Baller brand. On a recent preview of your reality show, Lonzo had said the brand is demolished, and you guys got into, I guess, a little bit of a heated argument. Where does the brand stand right now with the shoes?
The brand is always great. It's a family brand. It's always going to be on. And that's not even Lonzo. That's not him talking. When he said the brand is demolished, and somebody else got in his ear, he don't use the word demolished. He would have been like, man, this Schmidt is raggedy.
Lucy Swart, you got to take those ADOS talking points. That sounds good for politics. We have a proven system over here. LeBron James is proof that the system works. Kevin Durant is proof that the system works. Kyrie Irving is proof that the system works. You go on the inside. You deal with the cards that you were dealt. See, this is the problem with you silly people. You sit around and you want to complain. That's not how things go. You got to deal with the cards you were dealt. Do we wish that things were more fair and equitable? We all do. But I tell you what, I'm not going to lose out on $20 million. I tell you that much, I'm not going to miss out on $20 million. Like this article says right here, Lavar Ball reportedly declined a $10 million shoe deal. I bet you that much, I'm not going to miss out on $10 to $20 million because my dad wants to be a fool. I'm not going to do that. That I won't do. Sports apparel giants Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour were reportedly prepared to offer UCLA point guard Lonzo Ball, a top prospect in the 2017 NBA draft, a $10 million shoe contract. But his father, Lavar Ball, wanted the more lucrative deal. I won't do that. Because his dad has never in his life ran a business before. So he doesn't know the intricacies of building a business, of building a network, of building distribution, of building merchandising, of building branding. The partnerships that you need, the technology that goes into it, the design. He doesn't have none of that. I will never give up a $10 to $20 million opportunity. Because see, once he got drafted by the Lakers, it changed the context of the deal. And this is what Darren Rovell was saying. It says, it's strange to me that Lavar didn't at least fold some of his cards and go back to the shoe companies in earnest, he said. After the Lakers thing goes down and the perfect scenario is going to unfold, the new deal, Nike, 5 years and $20 million. But what does Lavar Ball do? Instead, he's saying he wants $1 billion. Now he wants $3 billion. It's not how things go. And I'm just going to block this person real quick. Give me a second. Get rid of the troll. Right? And now we know Lonzo said out of his mouth, the shoes were hurting it says the clip talks about the shoes during Summer League 2017. Earlier this year, the Lakers reportedly expressed concern about the Big Baller brand shoes after a third ankle injury. So the kid suffered 3 ankle injuries in these cheap shoes that kept falling apart. So now his career may be in limbo now. This is what happens when you listen to people who don't know what they're doing, who don't know what they're talking about, who are aspirational in what they're saying, but it's not realistic, it's not practical. See, you gotta play with the cards that you were dealt. LeBron gave you the blueprint, Jordan gave you the blueprint. Follow the blueprint. Then guess what? When you get some money, you get some capital, then go try to build your own distribution. Learn the game first. Build some networks. Build some infrastructure. Don't go put on some cheap Chinese knockoffs and now risk ankle injuries. You don't do that. That's not smart. That's not good business. So with that being said, that basically totals up what we wanted to talk about. Guys, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe and the notification bell. My business channel is in the description below. I'm going to take some questions now, hear what some of you have to say, and we'll go another 15 minutes, listen to what the chat has to say, and build from there. So let's see what some of you guys have to say. Yeah, got rid of the troll. Lavar is a super narcissist, very narcissistic. Hit that like button, guys. It helps the content rank. And we get rid of PJ Clemens. Also, if you want to support the stream, if you would like to support the stream, there you go. As I said before, my other social media platforms are in the description below, as well as my other business channel. I would never buy the shoes, John Hill. I got called a coon, a Sambo, an agent 2 years ago when I said that this was doomed to fail. Everyone was talking crazy about me because I knew it was going to fail. The problem with people like Lucy is that they try to conflate personal issues, systemic issues with business. With business, no deal is ever perfect, but you must take the hand that was dealt to you. That's what entrepreneurs do. I'm not going to sit up here and try to pretend like I can compete with Nike, knowing that I don't have the proper stuff to compete with Nike. I'm not going to do that. That's stupid. And then look what he did with the son. He took the middle son out of college, LiAngelo. That was one of the best things he could have did. Right? He took the middle son out, and then he takes the middle son out of high school. And now the middle son's going to go play overseas. Now listen, life is about risk. I'm not here to tell no adult what to do with their children. You do what you want. My job is to critique what you've done. And this goes, like I said, back to the Dame Dash stuff. See, it's easy to talk that boss stuff when no one's willing to hold you accountable. Right? Now listen to what Junior Williams said. If it wasn't for Lavar, we wouldn't know or care about Lonzo. We would know about Lonzo. See, take a step back. Lonzo Ball is the one on the court playing, not Lavar Ball. Alexander Wilson, thank you for the donation. This was all about Lavar. When he said he would be MJ one-on-one, I guess you meant to say beat MJ one-on-one, and degraded other players, I knew his ego was massive and delusional. Yeah, this was never about Lavar Ball. Right. Well, thank you for the donation. That's the problem. Lavar Ball made it about him, but he wasn't the one on the court playing. Lonzo was. Lonzo was the one putting in the work. Lonzo was the one who got that shoe deal. Lonzo was the one who earned his way into the NBA. Lavar Ball didn't, and I totally agree with everything that Alexander Wilson just said, 100%. And he put a target on his son's back from day one. And now his son potentially is out. A blind man could see that. I don't follow basketball, just tangentially heard about all of this and knew it was going nowhere. Yeah, I got called a coon, a Sambo, an agent. I'm just hating on the black man. I don't want to see the black man shine. No, I want to see the black man shine. I want to see the black man do this. I want to see the black man be the spook who sat by the door, is what I want to see the black man do. I want to see the black man be the spook who sat by the door. I want to see the black man go into the system and infiltrate it. I want to see the black man learn how to be a businessman, how to be an entrepreneur, and take his emotions out of it. I want to see the black man stop listening to weed head, coke head, washed up rappers. I want to see the black man stop listening to narcissistic people. I want to see the black man stop listening to PhDs all day long who prophesize and theorize about business. I want to see the black man listen to real businessmen and women and do what's necessary. That's what I want. I want to see the black man be realistic with his system, with the system and his standing and his plight in life, and know that you have to do what you have to do to get by. Because see, LeBron James is the blueprint. What did LeBron do? LeBron got into the system, learned the system. That's what LeBron did. And then guess what LeBron did? After he learned the system, he put his boys on. That's what you do. You be the spook who sat by the door. You soak up the game. That's who you be. You go into the matrix, you pull out resources, and you put your people on. That's what you do. That's what you do. These washed up bosses and moguls and tycoons. That's what you stop doing. You stop listening to fools because all they're doing is give you aspiration. They're not giving you nothing real. If I was a business consultant, I would have sat Lonzo Ball down and said, do you understand? Guess what happened? When Zion Williamson blew out his shoe, Nike within 3 days had a team down there in Durham and said, we got to find out what's going on with that shoe. We got to find out what happened with that shoe. We got to go do research on what happened with that shoe. That's what Nike did within 3 days. Nike knew. Within 3 days, Nike knew what to do. Did the big baller brand do that in 3 days when Lonzo Ball shoe was busting out the seams every quarter? No. They didn't do that. They told him, man, just keep switching up your shoe. This is a $7 million athlete per year playing in defective shoes. Cut this and put this on Insta. Like, shout out boys, laugh out loud. Saw that. Stop listening to the pilled up rappers. Zoe was the top player in the state of California. We would have heard about him even without his dad. Of course. He went to UCLA. You would have knew about, and see, that's the problem. It's all about the dad instead of being about the player. Jordan was the first and LeBron took it a step further. But the difference about LeBron is conscious. LeBron is the spook who sat by the door. LeBron soaked up the game and put his boys on. That's what you do. You work, you build strategic partnerships. You don't sell out. You don't give up the farm. You don't go sign a 360 deal. You don't give up all of your company. He turned his company over to a guy that went to prison for fraud, who was targeting black people in churches. And this is the guy that you put over into your company? What do I say? Before I do business with any man or woman, I don't care about your sexuality. I don't care about the color of your skin, because all money is green. You know what I care about? That deal and who are you? I need to know your background, where you come from. Where do you come from? What have you done? Because the minute I would have saw that in his background, I would have gave him a job. You could be in charge of marketing and merchandising. You could be in charge of branding, distribution. But you're not going to be in charge of no money knowing that you have that in your background. That's just stupid. It's silly. But again, we have a bunch of silly people giving us business direction. Go and watch that movie, The Spook Who Sat by the Door. It's a powerful movie because it will teach you so much about life. No one's been locked out of nothing. So Darren Mills, you can get blocked too. LeBron James is not locked out of anything. You sound stupid. Like, you're not locked out. Do you think Lonzo will have to break off from his dad? Like, I played that. You probably a late Golden Gate, but I played that. Lonzo already said that. He said the brand's being revamped and he's giving them a year. I played that audio already for you. He said that he's giving them a year, and if they can't get it together, he's done with it. He already sold his factory in California, and he's moving on. LeBron did take it further. Damon John talks about research and development 100%. Excuse me. How do you feel about the Starbury shoe line? I actually see Marbury was smart. Let me tell you why Marbury was smart. By him going over to play in China, where the shoe, was being manufactured and made, and it's a cheap made shoe, it had success. And plus Marbury, one thing about Marbury, he didn't launch this as it was going to be the latest and greatest thing. He launched it in a tame manner. And then he gave himself time to develop the shoe, to develop the branding, to develop the technology. See, Marbury put some research into what he did. Lavar Ball didn't do any research. Lavar Ball literally went on ESPN, launched the shoe without ever stepping foot in the factory, without ever doing any testing. No research and development on a product, no target audiences, no factories, no distributions, no merchandising, no network. He didn't do any of that. See, Marbury did a little bit of testing and studying before he did that. That's what you do. I'm not saying don't launch your own brand. I'm saying be smart. This is not how you do it. This is stupid. This is foolish. Yeah, guys, I broke it down to you. The average NBA player's career is 5 years. Lonzo Ball's already going into his 3rd year. He's halfway through his earning potential. Most athletes earn more off the court than they do on the court through merchandise and apparel and endorsements. That window's done. If Lonzo Ball doesn't play well this year, he's done in the NBA. Lonzo may never recover his losses. He could have. Yep. He may never recover them. May never ever recover them, and that's going to be problematic. And guys, there's 174 of you watching this. Please hit the like button. It helps the content rank in the search engines. Thank you. Starbury kept his price point. Starbury did everything right. He had realistic expectations, realistic price point. He knew his target market. It was research behind that. It wasn't, my son's going to be better than Steph Curry. My son going to win a championship first year. It wasn't delusional. It wasn't delusions of grandeur. It was tamed. It was realistic. And that's how you do business. Do it realistically. Do it practically. I like Giannis shoes. Lonzo. Will London break out this season? BBB was a joke if you look back at it. 100% it was. And Lavar didn't understand that the media was using him. Lavar Ball was a minstrel show. They were using Lavar Ball as a minstrel show on ESPN and on Fox Sports 1. He was there to say stupid, outlandish stuff, and they make money off of him. It's what he was there for. That's what he was there for. Kuz Alonzo. I'll take Kuz all day long. See what time we coming up on. Okay, we good. We good on time. Starbury kept his price point good. Perfect. You do good work. Though I slightly disagree with dealing with results without fully fleshing out causation. Lucy, you can talk about causation all you want to. The father caused this to happen to that son, his son. This has nothing to do with any systemic problems. This has to do with the fact of this is capitalism. Nike is a well-capitalized corporation. Lavar Ball was an undercapitalized, underfunded hobby, pretending and masquerading as a strong company. And that's why it flopped, like many of these other quote-unquote black businesses. Who's going to be a star in the NBA? I totally agree. Alonzo could test market his products with the Shopify store and social media accounts, then go from there. 100% Carl Black, 100%. Go get you some business consultings. As I said, he should have took the Nike deal, let LiAngelo go into Nike. He said, hire my brother. I'm going to take this Nike deal for 10 to 20 million for the first 5 years. Hire my brother, let my brother learn the business. And while his brother was in there learning the business, developing the relationships, getting the strategic partnerships, being the spook who sat by the door, learning about manufacturing, branding, merchandising, and then going back and teaching it back to the father in them so they could start building the relationships, testing out the shoe, testing out the infrastructure, the technology. That's what you do. And then now you go. So now you got that seed capital, you hit the ground and go. See, this is why companies go public. Let me teach you something. You have private companies, you have public companies. Some companies is good to stay private because they don't need that capital. Most companies go public so that they can get that capital so that they can grow and expand quickly. See, this is the reason why Netflix can get all of that original content and program it and build it, because they have the capital to go pay Dave Chappelle $10 million or $40 million for a special. They have the money. See, when you are independent, you can't do that. Alexander Wilson. Starburst was sold and marketed by the former retail chain Stephen Barmy's. It was sold in a national chain. The shoe already had great partners. There you go. Thank you for the donation again, Alexander Wilson. See the difference? Partnerships. Keyword. I'm glad. I don't know much about the Starburys, but you're basically validating my point, and thank you for the donation, Alexander Wilson. When you have distribution in place, now it's plug and play. Now you can go and you can do stuff. You can just make it happen because you hit the ground floor running. You have to partner with people. Like I said, in my business, I have 5 partners. I don't talk to my partners on a daily basis, right? One guy's job is to go get me funding, right? I take care of the making the money part. My job is to make money. My other partner, Eugene, his job is to go find me money. Eugene is good at finding people who want to invest capital. See, I can't do it all. I can't run the business, make the money, do the marketing, do the taxes, do the legal work. I can't do it all on one person, right? Eugene has contacts. I don't know people who have 10, 15, $20 million. Eugene does. He's a headhunter. Eugene knows how to get out here immediately. He can find me, I need $150,000. He has a Rolodex. He has a list of people. He makes 3 phone calls. I get the funding I need. He has relationships with bankers. Okay, I need funding, right? We want to go do a project. He has that. This is why you have partnerships. This is how you do business. We're working with people, not by selling your soul. You don't got to be some puppet or some, conspiracy theory organization, and you got to give up your body and all that and do a sacrifice. You don't got to do that crazy stuff, right? You can simply say, listen, I'm willing to give us some equity in a company, right? I'm willing to sell some shares in my company. I'm willing to let you come on as a partner in my company, right? That's how you do business. I'm willing to give you some votes, some rights, some options, because I know you have the ability to help me grow my business. And then you put terms on the financing you get from the person, or the investment you get from the person, or the funding round you get from the person. It may be your first or your second funding round. It has terms. How much money you can allocate, how much money you can spend. Once you meet those terms, you pay them back, you follow it up. Now you get them out of your company. But that's how you run business. The middle could have learned to be an agent, et cetera, et cetera. He even worked on his game. $400 is not enough to leave UCLA. $4,000. I agree. You should link up with Malcolm and the Black Dot over at Urban X. I like Black Dot a lot. I follow Black Dot and I listen to a lot of the stuff that Black Dot and them say. They have some really good content. Praying Lonzo makes a heavy comeback. There's still opportunity. I totally agree. Lonzo's doing the right thing. Ricardo and Antoine. Ricardo Antoine. Lonzo Ball's doing the right thing now. You see he's taking a step back. He's giving them a year, but he's also letting people know I'm a free agent. So if you want to offer me some money and it's better than the BBB, I'm willing to go there. You learn from your mistakes, right? Nothing's perfect. But some mistakes you don't have to make. My mentor always says, a smart man learns from his mistakes. You make a mistake, you learn from it. A wise man learns from others' mistakes. LeBron James gave you the blueprint. You don't got to try to reinvent the wheel. LeBron gave you the blueprint as an athlete. So you don't got to guess no more what to do. Just follow the blueprint. Get your bag, get your money, and then go build your own with a war chest. You know what you can do with $20 million? You know what you can build with $20 million versus building with nothing? Think about that. Now, they make money with the reality show, and they're going to make money with, different things that they built. They're not broke. They're not struggling for money. But they definitely missed out on opportunity. Now, can Lonzo fix this? Absolutely. You're never irredeemable as an entrepreneur. But you can't admit, you can't deny that he lost out on millions of dollars as of today. Lavar used ESPN. They used him, but he needed them more than they needed him, obviously, and that's what I said. And when they were done with him, poof, they just cut him off. Starbury also put in work making multiple all-star teams and put his own shoe out there. He went, He went with, you said Wath, but I guess you meant to say with Converse N1 before his own line. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree with you. Marbury already had a star. Marbury already was an established star in the NBA. So he had brand recognition. He was already an NBA All-Star. That mattered. And he also had connections. He also was in New York City, right? That's also when the whole N1 thing was popping off, right? So it was the perfect time to launch your brand, which is why he did it. So what we can learn from this is, listen, one thing you do when you're talking, sometimes you say no to a deal. There's nothing wrong with turning down a deal if you got something better. But they didn't have anything. You can't say no to Nike when you don't have anything. You say no when you do have something. Thank you, Toddzilla. Appreciate it. I don't think my channel is going to blow up because I'm too honest. And a lot of people don't like honesty. A lot of people like to hear you come and sell them dreams. And I would never do that. Reborn to build and do the Gallup assessment to see who you are in business with. The Rainmaker is the person in charge of the profit center. Strawberry, let's see. Thanks, Sean Gavin. No, I study business. I've been doing business for a very long time. I've seen a lot of people get successful. I love LeBron James. I think that LeBron James is amazing. I really do. I think LeBron James is showing you as a black man, as an entrepreneur that's black. LeBron James is showing you how you do it. He's showing you how you can build a business, make money, put your people on, do business with other ethnicities, other groups, other people, and you don't have to be a sellout. LeBron is giving you that blueprint. LeBron, when it comes to off the court, LeBron has far surpassed Michael Jordan than he ever could be. Now, on the court, Jordan is Jordan. But if you want to know about being a good basketball player, as well as being good off the court, being a good businessman, LeBron is the way to go. He's the spook who sat by the door. I totally agree, Carl Black. 100% Carl Black. Marbury didn't walk in and charge people $4.95 for a pair of shoes. 100% agree. We appreciate the honesty. LeBron is a slave to Nike. The Ball Boys had a platform that no high school. LeBron's a slave to Nike. LeBron has a lifetime deal with Nike. You sound like a fool by saying LeBron's a slave. That's ignorant. Yeah, I agree too, Toddzilla. He's just as a man, but I'm saying, a lot of people try to make it like as a black man you have to be a sellout. You have to sell yourself to an Illuminati, to Bilderberg. So to see LeBron do what he's doing and be a conscious athlete, to be aware and not sell himself, I love that. I love that LeBron doesn't, he's socially conscious. He's aware. He cares about people. He gives back to people. And it's not just a black or white thing. I agree with you. But I'm just saying he gives back. He's conscious. He's aware. That's what you want to see in a role model, in a man. You don't want to see a person that's just going for the money, just trying to make the money. No, he's making the money, but he's hiring people. He's building schools for people. Like, that's what you want to see. Thank you for the donation, Total Bad Guy. Great channel. Keep blessing us with your knowledge and your honesty. Yes, John Hill. I'm a Mason, John Hill. LeBron is great. Now he has a black man role model. Ricardo Antoine, man, we have to get these athletes on your content. The knowledge will help a lot of them. LeBron hang out with the master of the investment world, which is Warren Buffett. Totally agree, Carl Black. Who are your mentors? Who's teaching you? What are you learning from? What are your sources? See, this matters in a capitalistic society. I love my mentor. He's taught me so much about business. It's just, I couldn't be where I'm at today without my mentor. And that's why I try to give back, and I try to give back freely, right? I could put this stuff in a course if I wanted to and charge you, like on my business channel. I'm teaching you how to build business credit. I'm teaching you how to build your personal credit. I could charge thousands of dollars for the information I'm giving away. I give it away for free because I believe in karma. I believe in what I give back will come back to me because people gave me when I didn't know. So if I give back, it comes back. And that's the way things should be. But no, I'm not a Mason, John Hill. Laugh out loud, see slave is I don't even pay attention to that slave stuff. It's just like people said it just to be hyperbolic, to be provocative. LeBron James is not a slave. To even think that LeBron James is a slave is a joke. LeBron has multiple revenue. LeBron's going to own LeBron James is going to own a basketball team when it's all said and done. LeBron James is going to be a billionaire athlete while he's playing. You feel LeBron is such a good dude. People just hate. Yeah. People always going to hate. Stay real, fam. I can tell you real. You know some people going to talk about you if you're doing good or bad. So F from Fred Jenkins. I totally believe it. I have people now that come on here and try to bad talk me and all that. I laugh at it. And guys, hit that like button as you come in. Karma's the realest thing up 100%. You know, that LeBron has multiple streams. More importantly, he, let's see. So, what are we at on time? Okay, we'll go 5 more minutes. We're gonna be done at the 15-minute mark. Again, people want to support the stream. Let's put this in the chat. Also, don't forget my other social media platforms are in the description below. LeBron James will be the second owner. Now, I believe LeBron James is gonna he's gonna be a majority owner of a team. Well, Michael Jordan's the first, right? So I believe LeBron's gonna probably be second. Karma is the realest thing in the universe. Yeah, 100%. And like I said, I wish Lonzo the best. I hope that he can come back from this. I'm not sitting here saying it's over from by any stretch of the match. And that's one thing, too, I want to say. Like, even with Dame Dash, Dame Dummy can fix himself if he wants to. Dame Dummy doesn't have to keep going down the path that he's going. He can fix himself. He can change some of the things that he's doing. That's one thing about life and business. You can always revamp yourself and change yourself. It's never too late. It's never too late to improve yourself. You always can fix things as an entrepreneur. I'm never gonna do I'm never gonna do futures, John Hill. I recommend you some resources, but I legally can't do that as of right now. I'm in the process of getting rid of my licenses anyway. They're gonna expire. We have to talk Kobe's business moves too. He turned $6 million into $200 million. His VC is investing a lot into Silicon Valley and tech firms. Yeah, we're going to definitely start building. This is why I want to kind of shift a lot of you over to my business channel, because there's a lot of like negativity on this channel. So I want to kind of get you guys over to the business channel where we can talk about like how T-Pain lost $40 million. We could talk about the Kobe stuff. Like, there's a lot of things that I want to talk about business-wise. And thank you again for the donation. Bob Johnson was the first. Oh, I didn't know that, Fred Jenkins. Thanks about it. I didn't even know about Bob Johnson, that he owned a basketball team. Lonzo still got the money and making more than enough to come back bigger and better. Absolutely. Dropping a lot of knowledge today. Jordan was the first black athlete owner. LeBron will be the second. Well, he just said Bob Johnson was. I didn't know that. I would have to look into that. You know, I don't know everything about business, so I sub to. Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for subbing to that, because we're going to be diving into blockchains. Like, for example, like when somebody like Nipsey Hussle gets into blockchain, that's something that we should be talking about. That's important stuff. I don't post most of it because I'm waiting till more people come over. I'm trying to do a shift where, like, this conversation we should have been having on the business channel, right? But I can't have the conversation on the business channel when there's only 800 people over there. So I'm in the process of, once we get to like about 1,000 to 1,500 subscribers, then I'll start this type of content, because we're going to have Mondays going to be our business building Mondays, how I originally started here, where we're going to start talking about business topics. Where, for example, let's say that you wanted to start a hydroponics business. This is how we're going to do it. You would email me a business idea. Then you and I are going to get on the live stream and we're going to literally draw out a business plan. Like, that's the kind of content I want to have on that channel, where like once a month we bring somebody on the platform who's trying to start a business, and then we'll start sitting there and we'll really start strategizing with them how to build a business. What are your strong points? What are your weak points? How much capital do you have? Do you have capital? Do you have investors? That's the kind of content I want to have on that channel. So, like, even what Alexander Wilson said about like the Kobe thing, the investment that he put in there, even Shaq, like a lot of people don't know Shaq has a lot of investment. So I have a lot of plans for that channel, but I just don't want to waste the content. You know, like, content is king. Like, it matters. Yeah, and I don't want to just waste it for 300 views or 400 views. Like, I want to do a video about Grant Cardone and the marketing schemes that he's doing. No, don't worry, John Hill. I can put you onto some good resources, but I just can't legally teach it to you. I just can't do that. What? He lost it through real estate. He lost most of his money in real estate. LeBron literally does what he wants and says what he wants, but he is slave. That's disrespectful to your ancestors. And LeBron 100% agree. I think that LeBron is the person that Lavar is talking about, who is in Lonzo's ear. LeBron is mentoring and helping him get right. Yeah, I forgot to mention that LeBron is. The business channel is in the description below. Let's see here, and I'm going to post the business channel right now. Copy the link address, and I'm going to put it here. This is the business channel. As I said, the business channel is in the description below. I just posted it in the chat. But that's the kind of stuff, like I said before, like really doing finance. Not saying I'm a finance PhD, but really doing finance type things. And then see, what I want to do is I'm going to have it on you donate what you want. You donate what you think the content is worth. You donate what you feel the information is worth. I'm not going to charge you $1,000 for a product and then you get in there and the product's not good. See, what I've learned, remember, I come from the internet marketing, affiliate marketing background. I can make more money from you by being upfront and transparent and building a brand and giving you value. Because now I make you a lifetime customer, right? If I charge you $1,000 for my business school and you get in there and the business school is garbage, you're either going to do a chargeback against me, so you're going to get your money back, or you're going to go out and leave me negative reviews. But if I give you quality information for free, you're going to want to support me financially. So now if I do a meetup, you're going to come out and meet up with me. If I sell you a t-shirt, you're going to buy from me. If I want to sell you a course, you're going to buy because you know my free content is good, so my paid content is going to be even better. See, I believe in giving value and you get value. A lot of people believe in, let me sell you a lot of regurgitated information that you can find for free and make money that way. I believe in, no, let me give you good information for free and then let you donate and pay me what you think it's worth. And then in the future, I'll be able to make more money because you'll trust that I'm a good, valuable source to you. See, give both ways. I'm a capitalist through and through. I'm not here for charity, but I'm here to be fair. I'm not going to charge you $35 for a $5 t-shirt. That's predatory. I'm not going to charge you $8 for a streaming service and I know that there's no real content there, right? Because original is very, like me cooking with my wife is not original. I mean, it is original, but is it worth $8 a month to watch me and my wife cook vegan food? I don't think so. You know, I can watch people cook vegan food for free on YouTube. Let's just be real about that, right? But if I teach you how to fix your credit, how to build business credit, how to start your business, how to market your business, if I do that to you for free, then if I come to you and sell you something, you're going to want to pay. That's the way you do things. Can you make a short videos to the build up? No, I want to make this like a podcast format. A lot of people have been asking me to do podcasts. So this is going to be, again, I have short videos on building credit on the channel. And then we're going to have for maybe 2 days out the week, we'll have long streams like this. So when you're at the gym, you're working out, you can play this back. That's why there's only 50 minutes of content today, right? But we're straight to the point, right? You didn't listen to me babble for 15 minutes talking about my wife and, you know, Jay-Z and this one. I got straight to the point. You should be able to get there. Love it. Create a platform for inspiring black capitalists. He owned the Bobcats before Jordan. Jordan was the first black athlete owner. There we go. Good. So David DeBose said that he's the first black athlete owner, but not the first black owner. Okay, good distinction. I don't have the corporate finance class till 6 more weeks, so I will be clueless or you will advance me. I don't mind supporting. Yeah, again, like I said before, thank you so much. Thanks for the support. And we'll wrap it up here, guys. We're coming up on an hour and 20 minutes, so we have enough content. Again, like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. My business channel is in the description below. If you want to support the content, the links are below as well. And with that being said, guys, I will see you guys probably tomorrow. So thanks for tuning in. Have a great night.